What's up YouTube, it's your boy Dr. Cuts, and today in this video I'm going to be doing a mid-skim fade with a pompadour on the top. Stay tuned because it looks double 30. So now I'm going in with my lever open, and then I'm going to close it all the way halfway up in between the guidelines. I went up about an inch. You know, you can spread these guidelines out, you know what I mean, I've said it before. If you keep these guidelines compact, you will run into, you know, blends that just don't look flush. So you want to make sure you're keeping those guidelines spread. And then I'm going to go up halfway with the lever closed, open it up a notch, flick it out right underneath that line, and it's going to look clean. Right, so now I'm going in with my 1.5 blade closed lever, and you're going to see with this haircut that you have to knock it down a little bit. So I'm going to be going in with a 1 guard underneath it, and then I'm going to be using my 0.5. And this hair wasn't easy to cut, and that's why I say that you've got to spread the guidelines out, and you're going to see me knocking it down. It's going to take a lot of detail work, this haircut. Some fades will just, you know, you'll be cutting and the lines will come out like super easy, where this haircut, to be honest with you, it took me a lot of detail work as well, a lot of playing with it. So, you know, you've got to knock those guidelines down. This is a haircut that's going to take time. You've got to stay persistent, and it's going to look smart. So now I'm going in with my 2 guard open. I'm going to be taking that up about another inch, flicking out with this. You know, I'm not trying to dig in, I'm just trying to flick out to see what point I can get it to. You can just see it leaves a little ridge, and that's fine. That's where, when you flick the 3/5 out and then maybe a 4 above it, that's when it's going to look really nice and blended. So notice how now I'm already back to the 1.5 guard, and this isn't going to be the end. I'm going to have to go in with my 1 guard closed to get this line out, maybe even back to the 0.5 guard. And this is why I'm saying that these blends, sometimes to knock them down, it really does take a lot to get the line out. But that's okay. That's part of being patient, working down the guidelines, and that's going to get these blends looking super clean. So now I'm going in with my 3.5 guard, and then after that I'm going to be blending it down again. If I had my time over with this haircut, I probably would have used the Oster fast feeds. I prefer their guards. I don't mind the Wahls, they have their place, but for me the Oster fast feeds and the Andis double magnetic guards are unbelievable. What a combo, Jeff. So I'm going back in to do some detail work with my Oster fast feeds, you know, the old faithful. They are my trusty companion. You know, if we was comparing this to like Call of Duty, saying you could only have 1 gun, this would be my MP40. That would be the gun I'd be taking. This fast feed is that for me, you know what I'm saying? If I could only take 1 barber tool, barber clipper to Wahl, this would be it. So now I'm going in from the top of the crown, you know, almost the corner, and then I'm dragging it right over to the other side. So I'm almost creating like what would be a triangle in the middle of his head if you've done it on the other side. Anything that falls down, I'm going to be taking that off with this haircut. I'll be repeating the same steps on the other side, and with the crown I'll be going from the top of the ear, brushing it down and taking that off too. so now what I'm doing is I'm taking a diagonal section down the front, and then I'm going to be over directing my other sections back to the middle section. What that's going to do is that's going to leave the corners slightly heavier, almost creating a triangular effect, and that leaves a little bit of weight, so then when I blow dry it back you get a little bit more direction, especially when the wax is in it, and it's going to make it look unbelievable. So now I've split the hair into two. Just see how when I start at the back and I work my way forward, how I keep almost a flat line on the top. You see that? You see I've just kept it flat and I'm just taking that little corner off. That's all I'm doing because I want to keep the weight, and that's why we're not following the shape of the head with this one. We're pulling it straight up, and then that there is going to leave the weight on the size that we need. Again, so see how I'm sectioning from the temple area and then I'm brushing it down, and now what you're going to be seeing is a little bit of over direction. You know, I'm pulling the hair out, I want to leave it long at the front, so you see how I've just angled my fingers outwards just to leave that fringe a little bit longer. Okay guys, so now you can see that triangular section I was talking about at the crown, and I'm just pulling it straight down, and you'll just see there's a little corner there what we've created from doing the sides, and I'm just matching it in now. You see that little corner at the side bit by my index finger? I'm just matching that in now. Okay guys, so now I'm doing a little bit of point cutting. This adds texture and this removes some weight. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pulling the hair up, leaving a bit exposed so I can point cut into it, and just make sure that you don't have too much of an angle with your scissors, because if you do, you're going to end up removing length instead of removing weight. Okay, so just see how I'm cutting into the hair and not cutting off the hair. Just have a look now, you're going to see it. You see, I'm just going right into that hair, cutting right into it. You see that? I'm not trying to remove length, I'm just trying to remove weight. So because I'm a legend, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip here, okay? When you're using the wax, make sure you rub it in your hand, okay? You've got to really rub it in so it's almost disappeared, and that will stop you having any clumpiness when you apply it to the hair. YouTube, I'm bringing in that smoke today with a mid-faded pompadour. If you like it and you want to learn to cut hair like me, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, as I've got loads more content to share with you. Cheers guys, it's your boy Dr. Cuts, over and out.